Alright, so today I am reviewing my journey from England to Gambia. Wow, this trip has been amazing. There has been tears, there has been laughter, there has been sadness, there has been funny moments, and it has been fun. And if you ask me whether I would do it again, I would do it over and over and over again because I have enjoyed every single moment of it. Do you know why? Because I did it with the best person in the world, which is my dad. There has been questions. People have been asking me a lot of questions. I think I've mentioned this in my previous video that my phone is broken. So I had quite a lot of notes in regards to the questions people have been asking, but now I have to try and remember most of them, and then I'll just answer them. And in the comment section, please comment if I missed out anything, and I can always add it in my next video and just answer that question. So my first question was, how much did this trip costed you, Renee? So that was the first question. It depends. It depends on the car. It depends of the way you drive. It also depends where you're coming from. So because it's from England that we're coming from, I can only tell you how much it costed us from England to Gambia. And also our vehicle is a Mitsubishi. I can never pronounce that car. I can never pronounce that name properly. Mitsubishi Outlander, that's what it is. And the Mitsubishi, it's the engine is 2.0. So we used around £700, believe it or not, £700 from England to Gambia. Yes, and I'll tell you guys the trick. Just stay tuned. So when my dad filled up the tank, there was already half tank in there because we drove the car, because we bought the car from Germany. So we drove the car from Germany to England, and we only used 2 tanks. Honestly, we only top up 2 tanks of petrol. And the car is very economy. Honestly, it is. So when my dad was refilling for our first day to travel out of England, the car was only half tanked. So he refilled it till it was filled. And we did not refill the car till we got to the tank, till we got to France. So what my dad normally do is he never waits for it to run out of petrol. Each time the vehicle is half tank, he will refill. Each time the vehicle is half tank, he will refill. I had a list of how many times we've refilled and the amount of money we had to spend on each refill, but I don't have it anymore because my phone is gone. And that's what he used to do. And also England, it's more of like a flat land, but France, Spain, Morocco, it's not much of a flat land, especially Spain and Morocco. Oh my god, you will see roads that are this slope, like this, and I'm thinking you're up there and you have to roll all the way down. It was so scary. High, tall bridges. I'm thinking there's no way I'm driving through this because it's very scary. But I only drove from Coventry to Dover, and then ever since then I didn't drive till we got to, did I drive after that? Did I actually drive after that? Did I drive in Morocco? Did I drive in Morocco? No, I didn't. Dad drove. So from Coventry to Dover I drove and gave my dad the car because I was scared of ferries. He then drove to, he drove the car in the ferry, and ever since I kept saying to my dad, whenever you're tired, just give me the car. Whenever you're tired, give me the car. He never did because I never wanted to drive anyways, because I was so scared of high bridges, and I just couldn't do it. Instead, I was just sitting there taking videos and screaming all the way like, Dad, be careful, Dad, watch the edges, Dad, no. So most of the time he's the one that will persuade me to actually take a video and put my hand out there because I was that scared, because if not, there's no way I was gonna do it because I'm that scared. But the journey has been amazing. It has been so much fun. Scary some parts because I hate heights. If you can remember the first episode of my journey from England to Gambia, there was a bridge that we had to cross, and I was saying to my dad, oh god, the Maragal, Papa, the Maragal, I can't do this. And he was like, be a man. And I had to say to him, I'm not a man, I'm a lady. He's like, well, be a man on this occasion and cross the bridge. Oh my god, I hated my dad on that day. But yeah, so the petrol, that's what he used to do. And the fact that Spain, Morocco was not it's not a flat land. What he used to do, go on high speed when he knows that, okay, this is a hill and he has to go down, or a mountain. He would then leave the car to go on neutral, free, and then the car will just roll down. And then because it's rolling down, it's gonna go with speed. He's always on the high speed lane so that no car would actually disrupt his speed. And the fact that he was doing that a lot, even when cars are in that lane, they always give him way because they know the speed he's coming with. He would be ready to stop if the car doesn't move, or if he has the chance to move to the next lane, he always do that anyways and let the car, you know, pass that car and then go back to the right lane to speed up. So that's what we did. France, Spain, Morocco. Morocco was amazing because there was quite a lot, even Spain, a lot of hills and mountains that we have to drive through, the bridges as well. So and flyovers and stuff like that. So most of the time he was just driving through neutral up the hill with high speed. So the car is 6th gear, so he will go all the way at 6th gear. Now he knows it's about time to roll down. He will just leave it on neutral and the car will just roll on its own till it goes back onto 60, 50, and then he will take it back onto 5th gear and then drive. So that really saved us on petrol and it really helped. Another question people ask, did you take spare wheels? Yes, we take 2. We had 2 extra spare wheels that was in the car. We had oil for the car just in case we needed it. Necessities that we took along with us, we didn't know how long it was going to take us. We wanted it to take us 3 days, but hey, it was impossible. Then we said 5 days. Senegal delayed us and it took us 6 days to get to Gambia, which is still okay anyways. Yeah, 2 spare wheels, oil if your oil was to run out. Jerry cans, very important. We had 3 jerry cans of each jerry can was 20 liters. So my dad filled those jerry cans for emergency. So we had those jerry cans from England. He filled them up and left them in the vehicle all the way through. We did not use the jerry cans till we got to Gambia, because to find a petrol station, not Gambia, Senegal, so there were rural areas that you could not find any petrol station. That's when my dad needed the petrol, and that's when we used the jerry cans. We also had like a pump, so you then stick the end bit in the jerry can and then the top bit in the fuel tank of your vehicle, and then you just basically need battery for it to work. So it's just like when you go to a petrol station, how you hold the pipe and then how you just put it in and then press it. So easy. You don't have to just stand there and pump it. I think that was about £20 that we bought the pipe, so it was very, very convenient. Another thing that you need, it's a kettle. So we bought a kettle from Amazon, which is a car kettle. So the car kettle is somewhere there, but I can't be bothered to go get it. But just type car kettle and then you'll find one in Amazon, and it was so convenient because you don't have to be buying coffee all the time, because coffees are expensive. You'll be paying maybe 5 to 6 euros to have a large cup of coffee. So why not just have your coffee mat, have your nice expensive or nice favorite coffee, and always make your own coffee whenever you need it. And what we also bought was a rice cooker, a car rice cooker, so you can cook rice, boil spaghetti, boil meat. You can do a lot with it, so which was very, very convenient as well. Take like a 20 liter of like a gallon for water, because I said to my dad that was going to be too heavy. So what we did was just bought water. Daisy! What we did was bought like 2 liters of those little gallons of water along the way for the dogs and for ourselves. So that was very helpful. What else? Just buy a lot of sweets, chocolate crisps, little snacks, biscuits, anything that, all your favorites, just put them in the car. It doesn't matter, just get fat for those couple of days. It's okay, because you're gonna lose the calories anyways. With this hit, you're gonna sweat it up, and you're gonna need Daisy, and you're gonna need the energy. Believe me, you're gonna thank me later. And a lot of sour sweets. Sour sweets will keep you awake. Oh my god. Sour sweets will keep you awake. You're gonna appreciate it. I got the sour sweets from Poundland, so they were like £1 or £1.50 or something like that. But it did help a lot. Each time my dad was falling asleep, or me myself, I was just open 1 or 2, give him 1, take 1 for myself. So have a lot of sweets and little toys from Poundland to give it to the kids. And also the police, because in Morocco you will have, be careful, because in Morocco, this is the first time I've ever seen this. In Morocco, you will have the police hiding with a speed cam, but then they will hold it on their hand, and when you're coming from a distance, in a little corner, they'll be doing this, yeah. This, like, I've never seen anything like it. And they will charge you 150 dirham, if I'm pronouncing their currency right. They will charge you that for you to pay if you're over speeding. They charged my dad that. The first time we paid 100 dirham, because we told them we don't have that amount. Even though I think it was the boss or whatever, he was very bossy and rude and stuff. He didn't even want to talk to us. Well, we were just there like, then we're not going, we don't have it, blah blah blah. And then they let us go with just paying that. The second one, my dad was like, you know what, and even if you can speak French, don't speak French with the police, because they will take the advantage. Act dumb with them as if you can't understand a word apart from the English that you're speaking. If not, or whatever country you're from, because if not, I'm telling you, then they will tell you things, your ear will be boiling like, I'm telling you. So it's a trick as well. If you don't want to spend too much time there at the stop, don't speak French. Just say, I don't understand, English only. So that would just limit the communication between you and them, and they're just gonna let you go. But if you speak French with them, they will tell you what they have to tell you, and you're gonna pay. So be mindful of that. Another thing, yeah, so these police were very corrupt, and I didn't really think Morocco was that corrupted, but they are. Some of the police will stop us just to bribe, just for bribery. We have not it's not like we speeded, it's not like we've done anything wrong. We have all our right documents. They would still seize our documents and still say to my dad, no money, no papers. Honestly, the first day when I saw that, I was like, no, this guy is joking. My dad was acting as if he did not understand what this guy was saying in French. And he asked my dad, do you speak French? My dad said, no, English. The guy could not speak English. My father could not speak French, even though he speaks fluent French because he's French. So the guy was like, money, 150 or 140 euros. That was like, I don't have. So we had some little change in the Moroccan currency at the front there in the compartment, so the guy could see it. And then he points and said, money, but euro. My dad was like, I don't have any euro with me. I don't have, this is all I have. So my dad gave him 40. He said, at first, he said 5. So my dad gave him 5 dirham coin. He said, no. So my dad then said to him, all I have is 40. I can give you this 40. He didn't want to take it, but he took it at the end and still took the coins as well. He said to my dad, give me the coins. So my dad gave him the coins. I was like, Wiley, tamit. But yeah, so some asked for perfume, sweets or whatever. A lot of them were asking for gifts, like where's my gift? So it was a little bit disappointing that we have to give them gifts. And one of the police asked for perfume. I think he saw my dad's perfume, so I took it and gave it to my dad. Oh my god, my dad was so pissed off. He said, I promise you, if someone ever says something of yours and like it, I'm gonna give it to them because I don't like what you did to me. I was like, I'm sorry. He wanted perfume. I was being nice. I gave it to him so that we can live. So I still owe my dad that perfume, so I need to get it for him. What other thing? Renee, what motivated you to do this trip with your dad? What really motivated us, it's thing we've always wanted to do. Me and my dad travel every year to different destinations, so we've been to a lot of European countries, and this time around, relocating back to Africa, we wanted to do something completely different, something that it's always going to be a memory for us to always look back and said, wow, Dad, we've actually done this together. You know, a father and daughter. I already have this beautiful bond with my dad, but this made it even stronger because it then took out something out of, I don't know, it showed us the other side of us that we never realized we had, which was the braveness. I depend on my dad a lot in anything, any situation. Whether I listen to him or not, I always run back to him. And this trip was absolutely amazing because most of the time my dad would just push me and say, go do this, go speak to that person, go get this, even though I can't speak the language, but I will still have to go and see how best I can communicate. And it's also an eye-opener because I've learned so much through the way that even if I was to explain it to you guys, you would not understand till you actually take this journey on your own, or not on your own, but with someone that you want to build a strong relationship with. Palumi did it on her own, the Nigerian lady, which did help us as well because she made us learn a lot through her journey, but some of the things were not shown. You would only, but I guess as well, you would only get to learn those things once you're in that situation because everyone's experience is different, just like everyone's story is different. And the Sahara Desert was interesting. Oh my god, don't drive during the night. It's not safe. It's very dangerous. Drive through the Sahara Desert during the day. So if you're in Mauritania, make sure that you get to the Mauritanian border early and get your stuff sorted. Well, if you're driving through Africa, once you get to Mauritania, we didn't get charged for anything in Morocco. The charges started in Mauritania. Once we get to the border between Morocco and Mauritania, we paid around £220 for all these services. So there will always be people at right at the border, just before the entry in Morocco, that will offer to help you sort out all the documents. All you have to do is pay them 10 euro or 20 euro, 30 euro. You then have to negotiate with them. The mistake we did is we went along with that guy and said yes, even though at first I said I didn't want to do it, but I did at the end, and I regretted it because the guy didn't do anything. We spent about good 4 hours in between the borders between Morocco and Mauritania, just for entry. And the guy was just telling us, we need to go there, we need to go there, we need to go there, you need to talk to them, just plead with them, blah blah blah. So I kind of did everything. All he did was took me to the places that I have to make payment and everything. And it's just that I didn't make payment to them. I made payment to him and he had to go and make payment to them, and I ended up paying £220, which if I was to do it on my own, I would have paid less than that because I would have negotiated. But it was our first time, we didn't know. So we then spent the night at my uncle's place in Mauritania because it was late then for us to travel to Senegal that day. Morocco will take you about 3 days with constant driving. If you're going to drive it 10 hours a day or 17 hours a day, Morocco is huge. When I say it's huge, that country is huge. It's like a never-ending like country. It just goes and goes and goes. Like it just goes on and on and on and on. But it will take you 2 to 3 days to complete Morocco. That's how big it is. If you get to like drive constant 10 hours or 17 hours before you take a break. You can take little breaks along, like maybe half an hour or 1 hour, but no more than that if you want to complete it on time. The Sahara Desert, do not drive at night because it's very dangerous. The wind is just sand. Sand up, sand down, sand everywhere. Like right in front of you is just sand, and it's so sandy. The road is not that perfect. There are potholes through the Sahara Desert, which is very dangerous, and you will also see camels on the roads, so it's very dangerous for you to drive during night. And the road is very narrow and small for 2 cars. You know, incoming cars as well are coming, and you have trucks, you have lorries, you have cars that are speeding, and the way they speed, they will take the whole road, which basically means that you will have to drive on the sand, which can be very dangerous. So it's best to drive during the day through the Sahara Desert. Once you're done with Morocco, the other journeys will just take you a day to complete, if you want to complete it a day. From Mauritania to the Senegal border, that's what, 1 hour drive, and you're there. It's not far. And from Senegal to Gambia will take you a good 5 to 6 hours if you drive, you know, fast. You will get to Gambia the same day. When we got to the Senegal border, that's where the issue is, and that's when I cried because of the way they acted with me. I didn't like it. They were rude, they were arrogant because they were wearing uniform. And let me tell you guys, this is what we were told. If you have a car older than 8 years, you get charged for it, and you get charged extra fees because they believe that you're gonna sell the car in Senegal. So for you not to sell the car, you have to pay fees that are unnecessary fees. We ended up paying up to 400 to 500 euros. I think 520 euros. That's what we had to pay in Senegal. I think it's Lesser Passe. We had to pay, it was 300 euro. The guy, we negotiated to 250. We wanted to negotiate 250 euro. The guy wouldn't allow us. So apparently it's a white guy that deals with it. So you pay the people there, and then they just sort out the documents for you, and then it gets faxed to the border there, and it gets signed and stamped. So while we were waiting for that, the document arrived, and the boss that was meant to sign and stamp it was busy doing his own business, and everyone was scared to actually call the boss to come over and sign it in his office. So at some point I said to them, can I go and see the boss? They said no, they've asked him to come, we would have to wait, which was so rude and unprofessional. I had to take all my stuff out. They have to check and know all the value of my goods, and then I have to pay. Even though those stuff are my personal goods, I have to pay for them. I had to pay for a visa. I had to pay for an insurance. I had to pay for a permit. I had to pay for an escort. I had to pay so many things. So all of that, including the 250 euro, it then added up to 520 euros in total. Senegal was the most expensive out of all. So we ended up, and when they have breaks, they don't have break like in turns. All of them have break together, so you have to sit there and wait till the break is over before they carry on with your documents, which I don't understand. Senegal, I just don't want to keep, you know, hitting them with it, but the Senegalese people, I'm very disappointed. Honestly, I am very disappointed. The way they treat Gambians is so bad. So the reason why I cried is because Once I thought everything was over, I was going so I can withdraw some money out to pay the guy that was helping us with everything. We didn't have the cash, so I had to convert my money in my account through Revolut from pounds to euro. So I wanted to withdraw the money from the ATM and pay the guy. So just a meter away, police stopped again, and this young boy, I think I'm even older than him because he was calling me auntie, he said to me, he first greeted my dad but in a very rude manner, and said to my dad, open the boot. So I said to my dad, don't worry, I'll open the boot. Imagine the whole day we only had breakfast at my dad's friend before we left. We didn't have lunch, we didn't have dinner, we only had oranges to snack on. So my dad needed his insulin, he needed his medication. As you guys already know, he's diabetes. He's diabetic. So I then opened the boot, and the guy said, what's this? He was asking, what's this, what's this, what's that? I kept saying, these are all medication of my dad, because we've relocated from England to Gambia. So these are all his medication. Bring them down, bring them down. I said, is there any point me bringing them down? I have the receipt to show that the border have already put everything down. They've searched this is the list of what's in the vehicle, and I've even paid for all of it. He said, over there and here is different. I asked him, what's the difference? Over there and here is the same, it's just a meter away. You'd think if we hadn't paid them to check our goods and everything, they would allow us to cross. I said, bro, listen, my dad is a sick man, I'm tired, I'm not feeling well, can you please just let us go? No, put the stuff down. I was like, mate, you're very rude. I said to him, okay, turn the light on. He had a torch light, he had a torch, and I said to him, can you turn your light on so I can put the stuff down? He said, no, he's not turning in, he's not gonna turn the light on for me to bring the stuff down. That's when I got pissed and start bashing the stuff on the floor. I was like, mate, you're so rude to talk to a woman in this manner just because you're wearing uniform. Who do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? You get paid next to nothing. You're standing there being all rude. He said, auntie, don't be rude. I said, oh gosh, I used the F word on him. I said, this is the way you guys treat Gambians. Only because you know I'm Gambian, that's why. But you could have let us go. I have dogs that are so tired. I have my dad that's tired and sick. Me, I'm not feeling well. I was oh God, I was under the weather that day. I was like, I'm not having it. Then I started crying. I was in tears. And the guys that we were with, they were shocked because I was nice throughout, you know, the day with them. I was joking. I had so much patience. All of a sudden, they saw a completely different Ronnie. They could not understand. The boss came and said, what's going on? So I tried to explain the boss. The boss was like, you need to give my colleague respect. You can't be doing this to my staff. I said, respect must be earned. This guy did not give me any respect whatsoever. Oh my God. The guy said to his colleague, go and sit down. I'm going to deal with this kid. She's not tired yet. I said, what, really? So you think you can just deal with anyone anyhow? I said, well, you've touched the wrong person. So my dad was like, Ronnie, get in the car, get in the car. My dad got me in the car and apologized to the guy. The guy was like, get inside, bring all your stuff down. The guy was being so rude to my dad. My dad was accepting everything. And he said to him, you're not doing your job anymore. Because I heard what you said, that you're going to deal with her. She's going to suffer in your hands. Now you are paying back to a woman that's as if you don't even have sisters at home. You don't have a wife at home. You don't have a mother at home. Because you know how ladies are like when they're stressed. You know how ladies are like when they're angry. They say things that they don't mean. So right now you're not doing your job, but you're fighting a woman. The guy was like, no. He tried to talk back. My dad was like, anyways, whatever you do. So the guy even stopped my dad from taking the jerry cans filled with petrol, because he was like, if my dad doesn't have receipt, then my dad is not taking them. My dad said to him, I put my hands up. Whatever you said, you're the boss. You are the boss. You're in control. We all depend on God. But you have the powers in your hand. Do whatever you like. My dad acts so matured and professional. The guy felt so bad at the end. He said to my dad, and he was so stupid because he was angry. He asked my dad, where did you get the petrol from? My dad was like, here in Senegal. And the guy believed him. I was thinking, I was in the vehicle. I was thinking, Dad, here in Senegal, we have not crossed in Senegal yet. So where's the petrol station that you got it from? But the guy wasn't even thinking to say, that's not true. So when he was done with everything, he said to my dad, put everything back in. So my dad was putting the stuff in, and he was like, what else do you want me to put in? He said this. What else do you want me to put in? He said that. Till my dad was like, anything else? He said, just put everything in. Because of the way my dad spoke to him, he then let go of everything. And then that's how we drove all the way to Gambia. Drove to Gambia, got to the border between Senegal and Gambia. We drove past the police stop where we should have got the permit for the vehicle. But we nearly got into trouble. But there was this girl that helped us at some point. It was a police stop as well. She stopped us and asked us for the vehicle permit, because it's a foreign registration. We told them we told her we didn't have it. So she was like, you should have got that from the border. That's where you get it from. My dad said it was raining, no one was there, so we drove past. So she then told us where to get it from, because if not, we were not going to get in the ferry. So when we got, and then we drove I think we drove a couple of miles away. Another police stopped us. Was so, like, we had great services. Since we got in Gambia, we did not have any issues. When we got to a point, this police officer stopped us again and asked. We told him, my dad explained to him what the previous police officer said to him. He then gave us his number and directed us where to go. We changed some money, and as we were going there, we got stopped by another police checkpoint. And then there was a little bit of argument there, because the police officer was trying to be all arrogant. I'm the boss, you listen, da 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 da. But then at the end, he listened to my dad, because there was other police officers there. They listened to us, understood our problem. My dad said to them, we had so much issues in Senegal. They treated us like shit. We're not expecting to be treated the same in our own country. There was this guy called Pasonko. He's the ex-police officer, I think. I forgot what he was, but he was so helpful. He got in the car, took us to where we had to get the permit. We did not pay a P for it. And we just gave them a little token to say thank you. And then the guy escorted us all the way to the border where we have to catch the ferry. We took the ferry, off we go to Gambia. Well, off we go to Banjul. Got to Banjul, drove to Talinding, and everything was over. We were so happy, got back, and here we are. So this is the story, and this is what we've been through throughout the journey, and that's what happened. But if you ask me whether I'll do this again, I would definitely do it again, because it has been beautiful. Honestly, it has been lovely. And I would say to anyone that has ever had two mind, or your family saying to you it's not safe, it's 100% safe. There's nothing wrong with the journey. I tell you now, try it and you will thank me later. Some of the roads are rough, but expect it in anywhere that you go. So, but apart from that, drive safe, you'll be fine. Have patience, put yourself down. Don't be all rude, arrogant on police, because you are in a foreign country and they have power over you. So just do as they say. Don't try and act smart with them. Act as dumb as possible, believe me, and you're gonna escape. That was all, and I hope I've answered all the questions. I'm so sorry that this video is this long, but I had to explain. So see you in my next video, guys, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Do comment down below and ask any questions, and don't forget to support me by ordering my t-shirts. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.